Ladies and gentlemen, everyone between, welcome to another segment that we have got with our roundtable discussion. And this week, because obviously we are leading into Money in the Bank, we are talking about the best Money in the Bank cash-ins. Obviously, me, Danny, and Ibs were at the one in 2023. And we had a great time watching Money in the Bank.
So sick.
Such a great pay-per-view to watch, especially because Roman Reigns got pinned. But obviously, we're here to talk about the cash-ins, the best ones, the failures. Let's talk about them. Mark?
Well, you can't improve on a classic, can you? And the first one, for me, is still the best one because we knew the concept. We knew that Edge had the briefcase, but we didn't really know how it worked. Like, you didn't know that he could just say, "Hey, I'm going to do it now," while you're basically unconscious.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's executed so as well. They do that. They do really. It's really well done. And Carlito talked about this in an interview, or maybe it was Chris Masters. What is it? And they've had Hell in a Cell match. It's come down to Cena, Carlito, and Masters. And Cena beats Carlito with a roll up. And they go to, and Carlito's going to Cena because Carlito doesn't know the cash-in's happening. He goes, "You want to beat me with a roll-up?" And Cena's like, "Yeah, I'm going to beat you with a roll-up." And he's like, "Well, you don't just hit your finish and do it." And Cena's like, "No," because the idea is they're trying to rile up the crowd to be as pissed off as possible. Like, so they've done this shit ending to Elimination Chamber. So Cena's bloodied in the ring. He's been for Elimination Chamber match. He's just about squeaked out a victory. Edge, Vince McMahon comes out, announces there's one more match. Edge gives him the briefcase, marches down, nails Cena with a spear, 1-2. Cena kicks out. Everyone thinks, "Oh fuck, he's super Cena-ing again."
Yeah.
Edge hits him with another spear, takes him down for the free, and it's just such a bit. And it's like it felt like a real big moment. The next night on Raw popped the highest rating they'd had in a really long time because he was claiming he was going to have sex live on TV. Which he did. You saw. You did. For the young boys out there, you saw Lita's boob briefly.
Yeah, best day of my life.
TV.
And then Ric Flair came out and it got weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I would actually argue that if you're talking recent ones, Damian Priest
was a good one.
It was a good one.
It was very good.
it was very good.
Mania. It was the first time in a very long time it's been at Mania.
Yeah, because Rollins,
Rollins, yeah,
which is also one of my faves.
Yeah.
I love.
And obviously, considering
that
that
was a long ramp for Rollins as well. I'm not gonna lie. He ran fast.
Charles Robinson can do it as well.
So it was obviously Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. McIntyre wins, is celebrated. There's CM Punk on commentary. Yeah. Drew McIntyre goes in the face of CM Punk.
He just had to leave. He just had to leave. He just had to leave me.
And then obviously CM Punk then attacks.
Yeah, great one.
Drew McIntyre, and then all you hear is Damian Priest music and runs down with the briefcase, goes in, cashes in, and wow. Drew McIntyre's face.
And Punk just sits on like a shit heel the entire time. Loving every second.
Punk's face. I think it's because it's been a long time there's been a third party involvement in... Because in leading up to it, do you remember when it was...
yes, you okay?
Not Bad Blood.
Bad Bunny? What?
Not Hell in the Hell Cell.
Hell in the Cell?
Oh,
I don't know if you just had a fucking meltdown.
If it was Bloodline versus
War Games.
Thank you. Do you remember when it was War Games and then Rhea Ripley? I know it was such long. That's so getting edited.
No, we just in.
When it was War Games and Rhea Ripley had come down with the briefcase, was trying to cash it, and then Randy Orton's music hits.
Yeah. By the way, still don't know. What was he doing?
Yeah. Why was Randy so late?
I'll get in the match when I get in. Don't worry about it.
He's like, I'm eating some food.
Randy, the match is on. Yeah. They got this.
I'll go down when I'm a hero.
Richard?
So I still do love Seth Rollins at Mania because again I felt that also added a new wrinkle to it. Like we never had interjecting into a match and making a three-way. I don't think that had happened before then. So that's a new element to it. Ziggler
was great.
Because the pop was that was incredible.
That was the Raw after Mania.
It was, yeah.
So that was that big smarky crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Ziggler should be world champion at all times.
Yeah.
He's not. He's pretty average.
Whoa. Yeah, kind of, but I like him.
Because you're the sort of person that was there going, yeah.
That was, yeah.
Show off. It was excellent. Rob Van Dam calling his shot at ECW One Night Stand 2006 and taking on John Cena in that environment.
That's impressive.
Was incredible.
The only thing I hated about that match was the finish. because Heyman counts it. So you had this whole thing where I was watching going, well, they're just going to avoid this the next night. So they'll give him the ECW title, but not the WWE title. Yeah. But in the end, he had both for a very short time.
I wouldn't think it was the first time that someone's called out.
They called their shot.
Called their shot. Because John Cena's done it and failed.
Yes.
Yeah. I really liked, personally, Dean Ambrose cash-in. I like that a lot because then that was the night you had all three members of the Shield be champions at one point, which again, as a faction, we've never that's incredible. And also, I just loved Dean Ambrose. He was such a shithouse champion. Like his reign was brilliant. He pissed off everyone. But I think that cash-in was great. Just to see like the member of the Shield that like I felt like just got so.
Was the underdog?
It was never appreciated as much. Obviously,
which is funny because
turn and like Reigns, they're trying to push, and Ambrose is just there with the briefcase. He's like, "Today's the day."
Which is actually quite funny because when the Shield first started,
Ambrose was the man.
He was the man. Do you know that there's not been a cash-in on the day on the men's side?
What, on the same day?
On the same day.
Didn't Kane do it against Mysterio?
I'm sure Kane did it.
Really?
I think Kane did it against Rey Mysterio.
Let me have a.
Kane did it.
So Rey Mysterio wins the World Heavyweight title, holds it for about a minute because Kane comes down. So because they basically want to transition.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, they want to transition the world title into the Undertaker.
49 minutes. 49 minutes.
That's it's not long.
Yeah. Then there's only been one then. Women's have
what
been
you're saying is we do it again.
We're due one on the night from the men's side.
You know which one I really loved, because the angle that came after it and the character work that came after it was CM Punk's second Money in the Bank cash-in. With Punk's a face at this time, and he cashes in on Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's just being Edge in a ladder match, and it's amazing. And Punk cashes in. And at first, they did the reasonable thing. Punk's like, yeah, I cashed in. He goes, but you guys all cheered when I did it against Edge 2 years ago, but now I'm doing it. He goes, there's nothing in the rules that I can't do it against Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
And the first thing, then Punk just spirals into more and more of a heel, starts talking about Jeff being an addict, and it's like that whole feud. It was Jeff's last one in the company before he left, and it was really, both of them up excellent in that angle. Punk,
so good.
Punk in particular is the first time you saw him as a heel in WWE, and he was so good. And it was a real. I think it was an eye opener. A lot of people were going, oh, even though he held the world title before, it was like the first time they gone, oh, he's a proper main eventer when we want him to be, and it was great. Loved that one. Any shit ones?
Women?
Liv Morgan, man.
Of course you bloody would. Of course you bloody would.
No, just, you were talking about same night and all that.
Of course you bloody would.
No, I just think she's really good. She suits the title.
Yeah,
and I think
Bailey,
it was a great...
just because Bailey. So
of course you bloody would.
Hang on, you asked me a question. I just said Liv Morgan was good.
Nikki.
I was about to say Nikki Storms was quite a good cash-in. The reign afterwards
was that
shit.
Was that when she was?
Yeah.
Nikki
Ass. A superhero.
I wish she wasn't
Nikki
a superhero at the time.
Nikki Ass.
But obviously, I haven't seen her work in the Indies in the UK. Anytime anyone like that succeeds, I'm always like, yeah, you're one of ours.
Oh, speaking of, it's random, but it's one of my favorite kind of, because it was a time like everyone in every other company had their own version of Money in the Bank.
Feast or Fired.
Yeah. So there was a little company store in London. Don't think they run shows anymore. Called London Lucha League, and they ran Sunday afternoon shows. It was very new wrestlers, most of them, but yeah. And they used to run shows on Sunday afternoons at the Resistance Gallery. Now they had a thing that was a helmet that I forget what it was called.
Helmet,
but it was clearly like a spray painted Halo helmet, right? And this is what they used to cash in on titles. And my favorite one, the one I saw live, which is brilliant. There's a wrestler from Ireland called Rocky Mack.
Aye.
Rocky Mack, what part of his gimmick is he prays before matches, but like makes fun of the wrestlers while he prays. So he's praying in the ring for this match, and he wants to win the title, and he prays for wants the helmet. And suddenly the helmet comes out.
So immature.
I know.
Give me the helmet.
He prays for it, and it falls out of the sky because someone's chucked it off the balcony to him.
Amazing.
And he catches it and goes, and catches it and wins the title. And that was so funny. I was so good live.
I want to talk about two ones really briefly that happened during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Child.
Obviously, Asuka didn't officially win the money in the Bank. She was given the title because obviously Becky Lynch was pregnant, which I thought was actually quite a nice touch. It was quite emotional. But obviously, men's wise, Otis
Never cashed in.
won. And it kind of was leading into.
With Otis?
He lost it to the Miz because it was all meant to be he was going to cash in and probably do a tag team which they've never actually done.
No, because you've had Austin Theory do the United States, was it? That was so awful.
He cashed on the United States title.
Damien Sandow, did he lose?
He lost his cash
He cashed in on Cena and lost.
Yeah.
Corbin and cashed in on Jinder Mahal and lost because of Cena. Cena's always involved.
Cena? First Nexus, now these guys.
Who else has not cashed in? Who say else? Did anyone cash in on this? Did any of the ladies not cash in? Women?
I don't know.
Women do it better.
Because women do
Carmella won the first one.
Carmella won the first one.
I mean,
I like that. I like that for Carmelo, actually.
James Ellsworth won the first one.
That was a nice thing with Carmelo.
He never cashed in.
No, he didn't actually. James Ellsworth. Talking about. There's another video we talk about gimmicks. We should have mentioned James Ellsworth.
Yeah.
There's only been 7 women's Money in the Bank.
There's not been that many, yeah.
Compared to the men's one, which has been going since 2005.
Yeah. WWE were quite slow on that.
Thank you, Chris Jericho.
Mr. Kennedy also didn't get to cash in.
Yeah, he didn't
lost
get
his to Edge.
No, yeah.
So it's not been the stream of success. It's not a guaranteed title. It's very nearly a guaranteed title.
Yeah, all the women have won their matches.
Has every woman cashed in successfully?
Every woman's cashed in successfully.
It's exciting for Money in the Bank, though. It's one of my favourite pay-per-views of the year.
It's great.
It's great.
Well, you know you're going to get a multi-man clusterfuck ladder match, and that's always fun.
Yeah.
Considering, obviously, we're talking about this year, very briefly, who would you want to see, men or women, Money in the Bank?
Dominic Mysterio.
But he's not. Do you think he's going to be in it?
Don't care.
Okay.
You asked me who I ideally want to see win.
And he opens it, it's his own custody. I got it!
John Mysterio with a Money in the Bank.
Would be the biggest shit house.
Especially if somehow you could get a world title onto Ray.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's WrestleMania next year.
I love that.
I don't know how you're going to get a world title onto Ray Mysterio at this stage, but it could be a big priest for it.
Woman?
Beautiful.
Woman?
Woman? What woman would I want to see with it? Ooh, Tiffy time right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, logically Tiffy time, but who I'd like just for the shithousery of it? Chelsea Green.
I changed my answer to Richard.
With the Money in the Bank briefcase would be hilarious. It would be so good.
That would be brilliant.
Men, I love your answer, Dominic. I think it's more likely to. I don't want it to be like.
No, I said who would you like?
Who'd I like it to be? No, Solo. That's a bit boring.
Okay. Let
me think. Give me 1 second.
Come back to Richard.
Go.
For the shithousery, I want Logan Paul to win it.
Amazing.
I think to have a United States title and the Money in the Bank, just to be like, I can be double champion whenever I want. It's going to be the prime case. Do you know what I mean? It will piss everyone off, and I'd love it so much.
He has to fuck up the cash in though.
Yeah.
The beauty of that would be like if some absolute monster
like McIntyre
somehow.
Bosh!
And
like,
he's just like,
Gunther just slaps him up. He's like, no, you're not. And women, I think we've said the two. Chelsea Green.
I think Chelsea Green will be great.
Or Tiffy time, though. Tiffy time.
I think Richard's got a man.
Go on, Richard.
Braun Breaker.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he is.
That cash in could be violent and quick as well.
Yeah.
And you know, my brain went, Braun Breaker. And my brain went, yeah. What if Gunther wins at SummerSlam?
You get Gunther
and then you just have Braun Breaker cash in on him right away, because the logic of him being like, no, I'm cashing you now, because if you get that title and get out fresh, who's going to take? You're very difficult to beat.
I'd love to see a spear
logically
Gunther,
cash in on now.
Only Sami Zayn can defeat you, and Ilya.
Yes. Ilya Dragon. No, you're not.
No.
Or Logan Paul.
Logan Paul's a great answer. I think Dom and like the shithouse heels having it, like, because the only way Dom could ever get even potentially win a world title.
I would love to see Io win it 2 years in a row.
Would you? I think she's quite boring.
I think if you're trying to build up a women's division, having Io have it 2 years in a row would be a great shout.
Also, that kind of gives me the idea that they've run out of ideas because they've given it to the same person.
However, I would like Chelsea Green.
I'll just say, if you give it to Io, the sky's the limit.
He's here all night, then.
How did you not leave when you said that? You're just going to sit there now, just not saying anything else.
Men's-wise, I would actually really would have loved if it was Randy Orton. I would have loved if it was Randy Orton. Would have loved it.
Randy on Cody.
In his career would have been actually Cody.
Yeah. Have you seen all the shots of him keep looking at the title as well? I love it.
Of course, I'm not going to cash. Like, we're friends, but also you know who you know me.
You know me. I would not be against. I don't think it would ever happen, but I wouldn't be against it being Solo only if
Meh.
The only scenario I want to be Solo, if Solo, the next night with the briefcase, introduces The Rock
and give it to him,
hands The Rock the briefcase, and The Rock goes, "Thank you. Whenever I want." And just walk, and you don't have to see him there. You don't have to have him there with a briefcase. But the thought, it's a bit like the Brock thing. It's a bit like when Brock had the briefcase. It's the thought.
I've got a whole year. That is a great one. How did we not mention that? That was good.
When he turned into a boom, we don't mention it because the cash-in is him just crushing Kofi. And that's so depressing.
So sad.
Was it the premiere of SmackDown?
It was so bad.
Yeah, when he goes to Heyman, like,
he killed him.
He's like, didn't you know?
No, I didn't know.
I love that whole period where Brock, they really played it because he was sort of that semi-face vibe at the time, and they really like played up the fact he didn't watch the show.
No,
So like when he's in the Royal Rumble and people are coming out, he's like, "Who's this?" Like when Keith Lee comes out, he's like, "Who's this big motherfucker?"
That was the best moment when he goes, "Ooh, big boy."
Yeah.
Him dancing to MVP's music was awesome. I'm coming.
Well, let us know your thoughts about the best cash-ins. How did you feel about certain failures that regarding Money in the Bank? And who would you like to see win the 2024 Money in the Bank from the women and the men's side? Please do let us know in the comments. Obviously, please do like and subscribe. And obviously, follow us on the WrestleClub UK podcast.
WrestleClub podcast.